Hare Krishna. So we are here today at ISKM Pondicherry, Krishna Mandir in Pondicherry, the newly upcoming mandir here. Construction is in the process, and we are sitting together with the president of ISKM Pondicherry today. Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna, everybody.
It's been more than 10 years of your journey at Pondicherry, and since 2011, and coming to Pondicherry with no big temple construction ideas, and you have been major role that you have played in the building of the people here, building the community, bringing out the interest among the people, and then coming out with such a huge construction which you are planning to replicate or kind of getting inspiration right from Vrindavan's temple premises, and you are coming up with a Puducherry Vrindavan here in Pondicherry. So please talk us something about the your journey in the past decade here.
Hare Krishna, thanks for the opportunity to explain about this. So, 2011, I quit my job. I was working in IBM Singapore, and I got interest to preach our Sanatan Dharma. So, of course, I wanted to be in Singapore and become brahmachari there and dedicate my life there. But Krishna has different plan. It didn't happen. So I was asked by my Siksha Guru, His Grace Sundar Gopal Prabhu, to come Pondicherry. So I came Pondicherry, it was a small temple here before I come. It's a very small temple was functioning. So there we started. 2011 to 18 was very difficult time because I became alone and then there was not so much money and not so much people. So it was a very tough time. But and one of my friend and a devotee, and his name is Mr. Dinesh. He donated this land for us. That was a turning point of ISKM Pondicherry. So since then, we started exploring about this project. So then, of course, I have no idea of how to build the temple. I never built even a small hut in my life. So I'm not from a civil background, you see. So, but somehow I just prayed to Krishna to give me intelligence. Started this project because Prabhupada did not like anything small. Prabhupada wanted everything big.
Bigger.
So that's why even Sundar Gopal Prabhu is also like that. We want everything big. So then this idea came and step by step, then I thought that why not we make a 108 feet tall temple. It is easier to make a temple, make it 108 feet tall. And if you want to make a temple, make it Vrindavan. And since Pondicherry is called as Puducherry, and I named the project as Puducherry Vrindavan. So people normally think it is Vrindavan, but it's not Vrindavan, it is Vrindavan. That's why this project came. And COVID time, our youth preaching also, we were working too much on youth preaching. Then many youth also got similar idea and they joined. And we had a very good team now. And that project, the temple conception is almost 60% completed. So interior works only is there. I mean superstructure is almost completed except the Shikar. So it's fine. So that's how our journey started in Pondicherry. We are planning to inaugurate the temple by next year. So much money and so much work is there, but by Jagannath mercy, by Radha Krishna mercy, we should be able to do it next year.
Yeah, talking about the location of the temple premises here, so Pondicherry, but still it is like situated in the outskirts of the temple. So when I was visiting this temple, like my journey from the Pondicherry Central Bus Stand to here, so it's like a weekend getaway, the kind of trend that is there among youths in these days. Like people are busy in their hustling work all through the week, and in the weekends they plan for some weekend getaway, or it's like a vacational getaway, which is actually considered as like moving out of the city spaces to somewhere rural spaces or where they can connect with the nature. So this journey was something similar to that. And on top of just a getaway, like a weekend getaway, this is a spiritual highlight as well. So how do you see after the consecration of this temple, within the temple premises, giving the spiritual energy to the youngsters?
Yeah, this is a beautiful place. Even before the temple comes up, we have a beautiful lake opposite to us. It's called Usudu Lake. I think it's about 3,500 hectares. That's the size of the lake. It's a huge lake, and it's also a bird sanctuary. And it's having so much of birds coming from Australia, New Zealand, and European countries. There are so many birds you can see, and also there are so many peacocks around here. So as you said, people are so much fed up with all the city life and work style, and they just want a break. Of course, I did not have all this idea. I never planned for this place. Even when I got this place, I was thinking, can we sell this and then buy somewhere near that city and then build it? So then some Krishna gave it, and just like Krishna is Vrindavan, there is Yamuna. Similarly, our Vrindavan got Usuru Lake. So if you just in opposite Vrindavan there is Yamuna. Similarly, opposite Puducherry Vrindavan we have Usuru Lake. It's just like that. There is also boat house is there. There are so many people. They want to come. There is we have two cricket stadium nearby. One is international standard. It's a very huge cricket stadium. So it is becoming, the area is also developing.
Yeah.
There are so many residents also coming around. So once the temple is completed, there will so many people we can expect.
I would actually like to be asking you more about the youngsters here, because of course our Siddhantas, Vedantas, our Gita teach a lot about this, but to my knowledge more than any other spiritual institutions per se, Krishna consciousness is something that connects a lot with that kind of deeper dives into the material world to tell people what exactly it is, and psychologically, spiritually helping people to come out of it. And it's not like taking completely away, but at the same time living into it, because Krishna has given it to you, and then attaining Krishna through that. So there is not just spirituality when we talk about. It's not like going to temple, doing some puja and enjoying the travel and then get back to our homes, get back to our offices. It's not like that, but the lessons, the preaching that we get from there is something that is traveling with us throughout our journey, throughout our professional spaces, and to our mindsets as well. So how do you see, or how do you think, or why do you think, or is it even the same that Gita is actually talking everything? It's like we cannot say this is not being talked about. Is it actually the same, or interpretations can be made to the current generation? Like, how does that?
No, even though there are so many spiritual organizations and Krishna consciousness, Prabhupada name it as Krishna consciousness. Prabhupada did not name it as Krishna Bhakti. You have to understand that Krishna Bhakti different, Krishna consciousness is different, because you are conscious about the body. Because consciousness is within you. And similarly, the Krishna consciousness is within you. It is not something that you have to go and learn something. So it's not like some AI technology, I have to go, robotics, I have to go and learn. No, it's within you. It's just that you forgot. You forgot about it. Because I forgot, I need the help of external elements. Just like the spiritual master, and then the Bhagavatam, and then the Bhagavad Gita, literatures. When the external elements helps me to remember, for example, I always like to say this example. There is a rich man's son, and he got lost. He got lost, and he don't know where to go, and ultimately he has to eat, So he started joined one vegetable market as a coolie. So he started carrying all the vegetables in his bag, because he don't know he's rich man's son. You don't know, he just missed it as 3-4 years old. You don't know who he is.
Yeah.
So he thought he's a very poor guy, and then he was having his livelihood with all carrying heavy luggages and everything, heavy weight. So then once the father's friend came and saw him, hey, what are you doing here? You are so and so, your father is the richest man in India, what are you doing here? Did I? Yeah, you are actually the richest man's son, what are you doing here? Then, no, I don't remember all these things. I am not the richest man. Then he said, come, this is the park you play, this is the school you studied, this is your mother, father, showed all the photos, and remember everything. After you remember everything, then he's happy. Similarly, we also forgot that Krishna is your father. Krishna is saying in Bhagavad Gita that Aham Bija Pita Pitaha. Krishna says, I am the seed giving father. I am the seed giving father. Pitaham Asajagato Mata Dhata Pitamaha. So Pita means father, Mata means mother. So Krishna says, I am your father, I am your mother, I am your protector, I am your grandfather. Because you forgot it, and then there comes a help of spiritual master, and then the Bhagavad Gita, that tells you that, hey, you are servant of Krishna. Then anybody can easily remember that. That's why the Australians and Americans and Russians, anybody, all the youngsters, they very quickly adapt to this process, and then they start chanting Hare Krishna mantra, they start serving Krishna. Naturally, you're joyful. And another beautiful thing in Krishna consciousness is actually, you don't need to give up your material life. You don't need, some organizations say that, oh, you should become sannyas. You should not have sex. You should not produce children. It is not like that, because connection between you and Krishna is eternal. Anything that is eternal, that cannot be affected by the material conditions. For example, the cat. how the cat produces sound. The cat produces the same sound in the summer, winter, America, Russia, Africa, America. Wherever you take the cat will make the same sound, it eat the same food, it pass through the same way, it vomit the same, it all looks same, The hair, everything looks same, The cat is going to be the cat. Similarly, you have an original constitutional position that is actually technically called as dharma. Dharma means actually your original constitutional position. But that is not going to change. Whether you get married, not get married, you're brahmachari, sannyasi, you produce 500 children, or you don't have a child, you're working, or you join full time at the temple, or a sannyasi, brahmachari, it is not going to change. Ultimate position is to love Krishna. So that's why in our movement we encourage everyone to love Krishna. How to love Krishna? You chant his name, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. When you do that, naturally, you develop the connection between you and Krishna. That is why Krishna consciousness movement means re-establishing the connection between you and Krishna. When you do that, man, woman, elderly man, young man, child, even animals, everybody can be happy. That's why you see that youngsters and everybody is getting attracted to this movement more than any other organization.
Prabhuji, I think you'll be the right person to ask this question. So, as we talk about the material life, the spiritual connection, that the lessons, the preachings coming from Bhagavad Gita, and so is it all that, or because since me being a researcher, I see there is this trend in recent days, there are a lot of papers that people are producing on Bhagavad Gita, like for example, the management principles from Bhagavad Gita. They kind of see what shlokas are telling about the management principles and how we can inculcate that into the corporate spaces or in our professional spaces, something like that. So, what is your take on that? Is it like completely away from spirituality, what it is ideally looking at, or is it something that is inside it?
Lord Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita that after knowing this, there is nothing further to be known. Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, after knowing this, there is nothing further to be known about this knowledge. So everything is inside Bhagavad Gita. If you want to become a manager, if you want to become, like a good husband, if you want to become a good wife, or if you want to become a, a good family taker, or a businessman, or you want to become a good teacher, or a student, or a brahmachari, or a sannyasi, or a businessman, anything you want, everything is inside Bhagavad Gita. But some people interpret that Bhagavad Gita is meant for business. That is wrong. Some people say that, Bhagavad Gita is for business. Bhagavad Gita is for stress relief. It's not wrong. It is wrong. Because Bhagavad Gita, it is having everything inside. For example, you see, the whole Bhagavad Gita started with Arjuna's anxiety. Is it not the problem that we go through in the modern society? Everybody is anxiety. Everybody is in stress. Even a 3-year-old child is having a stress of carrying a big bag and the completing homework and assignments. It's a useless job. For that, he is crying and suffering. He's getting punishment from the student, from the parents, and then in the house also, everywhere. Even the child is getting a stress at this age. It is already predicted. In Bhagavatam says, Bhagavatam says, Kali Yuga, Manda Sumanda Matayo, Manda Bhagya Upadratta. Kali Yuga, everybody is stressed. So the Upadratta means stress. Everybody is in stress. Manda means actually no brain. Kali Yuga people are so foolish. Sumanda means lazy. Mandabhagya means no luck. Sada Upadratta means always disturbed and anxiety. Yeah. So because of that, nobody is happy here. Yeah. So in the whole Bhagavad Gita starts with actually Arjuna's anxiety. So if you want to become a good psychiatric, then you need Bhagavad Gita. If you want to know how a student is supposed to be faithful to the teacher, then you need Bhagavad Gita. Then if you want to be a good warrior, you need Bhagavad Gita. If you want to be a good devotee, you need Bhagavad Gita.
So it has like every life aspect.
Everything is there. If you want to become a good yogi, you read Bhagavad Gita. If you want to know how to do meditation, pranayam, it is there in Bhagavad Gita. If you want to know about the nature of the people, for example, somebody is getting angry, somebody is peaceful. Why? That is explained in Bhagavad Gita. Bhagavad Gita talks about 3 gunas, Sattva guna, Rajo guna, Tamo guna. Bhagavad Gita teaches you to see the guna than the people. So when you start seeing the guna, it means what? Understand the atmosphere than judging a person. Then you're happy. So we accept the idea that Bhagavad Gita, in Bhagavad Gita, there is a concept of management, there is a concept of family life, there is a concept of renunciation, everything is there. But we are against the propaganda that Bhagavad Gita is only for this.
So it should not merely become another life, life lesson or self-help book kind of a motivation.
Yeah, more than that, you see, Bhagavad Gita is especially the ultimate purpose is to love Krishna. The whole idea of Krishna is advising Arjuna is to make him surrender. That is explained in Bhagavad Gita, 18th chapter. The 18th chapter is the conclusion. Total 18 chapters are there. The end of the 18th chapter, Krishna is telling to Arjuna, chapter verse number 63, 64, 65, 66. There, Krishna is telling to Arjuna that Arjuna, I have told you so many secrets. Now I am going to tell you the topmost secret. What is that? Manmana, Bhavamad Bhakto, Madhyaji, Mam Namaskuru. Become my devotee. Think of me, surrender to me, pay obeisances to me. Then Mam Eveshasi, you will come to me. No doubt about that. Then he says, Sarvadharman Parityacha, you should be knowing this very famous verse. Sarvadharman Parityacha, Mam Ekam Saranam Praja, Aham Tvam Sarvapepyo Moksha Ikshai Masojata. Krishna says, give up all religions and just surrender to me alone. That is the conclusion of Bhagavad Gita. That is the conclusion. That is the ultimate purpose. When you take a medicine for one disease, that can also help other diseases. But that medicine is mainly meant for a specific purpose. Bhagavad Gita is mainly meant for waking up you. Wake you up from this sleep. That's why in Vedas it is mentioned. It mentioned that what is that? Uddishta, Jagramamsa. It means actually arise and shine. Asatoma Satgam, Tamasoma Jyotirgam, Mrityorma Amrutam. Asatoma Satgama means give up the understanding that you are the body and then come to the understanding that you are eternal. Tamasoma Jyotirgamaya, come out from the ignorance and come to light. Knowledge. Light means knowledge. Mrityortma Amrutangamaya. Mrityortma means always dying condition. That is, you think you are a body. From Mrityortma, from the always dying condition, come to the condition of eternal Krishna. Yeah, Amrutamaya. Tamasoma, Jyotirgamaya, Mrityortma, Amrutamaya. That's talks about liberation. So that is the purpose of Bhagavad.
Now we talked about Gita, Bhagavad Gita everywhere. So, and you are in this since many decades now. How do you see the trend of people buying, reading Bhagavad Gita in modern days? It's there since Prabhupada's era, like hundreds of years now. But in the modern days, the recent days, how do you see the trend of Bhagavad Gita, people accepting it, reading it? Is it like increasing, and what do you see its future?
You see, it is quite simple. You see, we are called as Tatashka Shakti. There are three kinds of energy of Krishna. One is internal, eternal, marginal. Internal means completely spiritual. Now you feel spiritual. The moment you go to Osur tomorrow, then you meet all your friends, then you completely feel external. You don't think of Krishna, you don't think of Prasadam, you just, like all your friends, movies and Shah Rukh Khan, Salman Khan, you become busy with their life. That's why you are called marginal. Because when you are with devotees, you become internal. When you are outside, you are actually called as, you act as an external. Similarly, when the people are in anxiety, when the people are disturbed, then they learn more about Bhagavad Gita. Just like the COVID time, everybody become big devotees. Everybody was searching, where is Bhagavad Gita, where is devotees, I want to know, why am I suffering, what is birth, what is death, why I am not happy, all questions. After COVID finish, then everybody is back to normal life. How to eat, how to sleep, how to make. But actually, this is Dukkha. So, when the problem increases, the demand for spiritual subject knowledge is required. And the problem is there, and problem is not there, then you forget it. So, there is always people. That is why Krishna is giving problem in life. Sometimes, we ask questions, why the Lord giving me? Why the Lord is giving me a problem? The Lord is giving you problem to make you think of Him. Because He wants you to give up this material world and come to Him. That's why giving you trouble to show that, reality of this world. This world is called in Bhagavad Gita as Dukkhalaya. Annalayam you get Anna. Annalayam you get Anna, food you get. And Dukkhalayam what you get? Dukkha. So if you are expecting happiness in this material world, is a myth. There is no happiness in this world. So when the people are actually in anxiety, then they buy books. So since the material enjoyment is increasing, now people will not care about books so much. But when the material conditions or conditioning is increasing, then it will lead to the problem. So there is always a section of people who are in trouble. So they come and take the book and they become knowledgeable.
And talking about people coming and taking up books and becoming knowledgeable, that is, there's this agony in social media that many religions in the world are making it a compulsive act for the followers, the believers, to read their holy books. But Hinduism isn't. It's like, is it a compulsive thing? Or, yeah, what is your take on that?
Yeah, this is a very important question because people normally say that, Christians must read Bible. And Muslims must read Quran, but I am Hindu, I don't need to do anything. This is rascal philosophy.
And there's nobody to compel them, there is nobody to ask them, force them.
Actually, the whole Vedanta Sutra starts with the point Adato Brahma Jignasu. Now you learn about God, that is the rule, that is the condition. And in olden days, people were sent to Gurukul in the age of 5 years. Even Lord Rama went. Even Lord Krishna went. They all went to Gurukul to show example to us. So, to say that I am a Hindu, I don't need to do anything, I can just eat, sleep and have sex and produce children, this is not acceptable. You must read Bhagavad Gita.
And where do you see the break in modern times that we are not being asked to read Bhagavad Gita since childhood age?
See, because the problem is that the more and more you accustom to material way of living, then you start identifying yourself as the body. Then you think that enjoying the body become more important. But everything has a pay. Everything has, there is a. See, for example, you want a child, okay? You want a child. The moment you have a child, then you need to pay the school fees and college fees. There's big expense waiting for you. Nothing is free here. And similarly, when you want to enjoy the material world, forgetting God, then there is a payment to be done for it. You have to pay for it. That is suffering. When the suffering comes, then we say, where is God? Why the Lord? Why you have done this to me? Like for example, when the COVID comes, when the COVID was there, and the virus will spread to you, whether you know about this virus or unaware of the virus. It will come to you, for sure. So you have to get knowledge to protect yourself. And who died and who did not die? Those who are aware of the COVID virus, they did not die. Those who are not aware of the COVID virus, they died. Yeah. Similarly, the Bhagavad Gita, if you read Bhagavad Gita, then you learn how to live. Bhagavad Gita is actually a manual for life. It's like when you buy a phone, and there is actually, how to use the phone, it is mentioned. My friend has a phone, and that is waterproof. And he put inside the swimming pool.
God, it's gone.
And it is waterproof.
It's waterproof, okay.
So it is not gone. But I cannot do that now.
Because you're not aware.
Yes, my phone is different. He knows about his phone, he's putting inside, so it is safe. I don't know about my phone, I put inside, then I will be in trouble. Similarly, in one way, we have independence. It's not about Hindu, Christian, Muslim. We have independence. Even Krishna is saying in Bhagavad Gita, after explaining the whole Bhagavad Gita, 18th chapter, Krishna is telling Arjuna that, my dear Arjuna, now I have given you the topmost knowledge. Now you decide what you want to do. He's not forcing Arjuna.
This is choice for
He's just giving choice. But how he giving the choice? He's saying that if you listen to me, you will come out of all obstacles. If you don't listen to me, you'll be finished. Now you decide. So you have free will. You have free will. You don't need to learn about Krishna consciousness, or you don't need to learn about Vedas, but you have to pay for it. When you don't know about this Vedic knowledge and then you just live like an animal, then you have to pay for it. Then the payment is the suffering. Nobody is happy in the world. Who is happy here? They think actually they can be happy by watching some movie or eating something. along with a friend, they can be happy. It's a momentary happiness.
Exactly.
It's actually called a Chappala Sukha. Chappala Sukha means momentary happiness. The moment is gone. Then after that, for example, you can pay so much money and go, like Dubai, Thailand, you can go. Goa, you can go. But after making the trip finish, then again back. But we are talking about Sanatana, eternal happiness, topmost happiness. So we Hindus, not only Hindus, we human beings, we have to come out of the understanding that we are not forced to learn anything. Even though you have free will, if you read, you can be happy. If you don't learn the spiritual subject, then you'll be in a big trouble.
And talking about teaching, preaching the spiritual knowledge. So in the recent days, how do you see social media playing a role in it?
Yeah, social media is actually like a razor blade.
And especially Krishna consciousness, Krishna reels and lessons from Bhagavad Gita is filled with, the entire feed is that when somebody scrolls. And I personally see the recent days that the trend is more. Anything that is about Krishna, the trend is more. And all these ISKCON institutions, they have their own pages and they're being very active across. Every activity is being shared, and that's kind of getting trend. Anything Krishna on Instagram, it's trend actually. So how do you see the knowledge coming into a social media platform?
So my Parama Guru, my Guru's Guru, is Divine Grace, Bhakta Saraswati Thakur. And his time the printing machine came. And before that, you need to speak only within this room. If I sing, only those who are in this room can hear. So we have Mridanga. If you make the Mridanga sound, Mridanga is visible only within this room. So when the printing machine came, Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur called the printing machine as Brahat Mridanga. Brahat Mridanga means big machine. He said that the sound produced by the Mridanga visible, audible only within this room. But the sound produced by this machine, that takes the philosophy far and wide. That is about the books. And what to speak about the media?
It's massive.
So whatever we speak, within this 1 second, it can go to America, Australia, Russia, Europe. But of course, as I said again, it's like a razor blade. You should know how to use it. Will you give a razor blade to your son or a 3-year-old boy? Because that should be given to the right people with the right knowledge. Because if you use in a wrong way, okay? Of course, the social media is playing a very good role because of to preach Krishna consciousness. And but devotees also, they are suffering because of the same social media. There are so many unwanted things also there. So we have to be very careful about using it. If you use rightly, then the Facebook and WhatsApp and Twitter. In fact, all our youngsters, they are connected to us only through social media. We have weekly satsang, weekly meeting we have it through Telegram, we have it through Zoom. We have like advertised through. They are doing Bhagat Mridanga ministry. We have in that they are doing all social media work, editing. Even I edit, and all our devotees are editing. So we are also doing. It's very, very important. But that must be used in a proper way.
One last, Prabhuji. So, how do you see, like 5 years down the line, the ISKM Pondicherry premises, the temple premises, and how do you think people would reach here, and what can be contributed?
So, our main vision is to inculcate this Krishna consciousness to everybody, irrespective of their color, creed, caste, and religion. So, because God is common for everybody, and God's knowledge is also common for everybody. So, we cannot say only this person should read and this group cannot read. It's only for Hindus. So we don't even say we are Hindus. Everybody is worshipping Krishna. They just don't know they are worshipping Krishna. Because, for example, the Muslim, they say Allah. Allah is not name of God. Allah means God. What is the name of God? How does it look like? It is not given in their scriptures. That doesn't mean that the God has no form. Similarly, everybody is worshipping God, Krishna. So our main intention is to give this God consciousness or Krishna consciousness to everybody. And the second, our motto is, our Guru Prabhupada said that 10 kilometers around our premises, nobody should starve. Everybody should have sufficient prasadam, sufficient food. So our idea is to provide prasadam for 10 kilometers radius to the temple. We want to give prasadam for whoever suffers. That initiative we also give prasadam in the afternoon and evening to common public. Now we are giving. And third thing is to develop our Gokulam Goshala. Because the cows are not just an animal. Because nowadays people say that my plate, my right. I can eat whatever I want. Yeah, you can eat whatever you want. But you cannot eat your mother now. Just because they are hungry, you cannot eat your mother now. Because why I am giving this example? Because cow is our mother. According to Vedic scripture, everybody has 7 mothers. Cow is one of the mother. Why it is mother? Because it is giving milk, not only milk. Some people say, I don't drink milk, but you take curd, you take ghee, you take paneer, you take cheese. Yeah, you take this. Do you drink the donkey milk? And how do you get ghee? And how do you take your pizza without cheese? You want pizza, right? You want pizza, you want biryani. Huh? Then how do you produce biryani? With camel's milk. So cow is very, very important. So in our culture, the cow is glorified and worshipped because it is playing a very vital role in protecting this body. So we have to protect the native cows, desi cows. So we have a Gokulam Goshala and we have 15 Gomatas now. 15 cows now, and we have to expand it. So we have to get some bigger land to move them. That's our another vision. And the fourth vision is actually to establish the self-sustained lifestyle. That is very, very important. We have to produce our own food. We have to produce our own requirements for the Goshala, the temple living, even the dal, rice, and some vegetables, and the oil, everything we should produce ourselves. Self-sufficient. So that is actually very important. The Varnashram project is called as Devi Varnashram project. Prabhupada calls it like that. So that is our thing. So after 5 years, we will be working on this, and we want to make Pondicherry Krishna conscious. We want to make people happy by giving them Krishna into life. So for that motto, we are all working hard. We don't need money. We don't need the luxuries and comfort. We just want people to be happy. For that, we are working hard. So 5 years down the line, of course, we should be expecting more devotees of Krishna in Pondicherry, and they are putting tilaka and chanting Hare Krishna mantra, and they are living with their wife and children, and very happy life. That's our motto.
Would you like to shortly, in just 3 words, describe your Krishna consciousness experience?
Experience in
Krishna consciousness.
I mean, on what?
Like your journey.
Oh, my journey? Full of happiness.
How do you feel? Okay. Nothing else is goal, it's just happiness.
Because like Nityananda Prabhu, they're not this Nityananda.
Yeah.
550 years back, Lord Balaram came in the name of Lord Nityananda. And he is describing, he's giving this, he was giving this, and then he was saying this path is full of joy. There is one devotee called Lochan Das Thakur, and then when he described about this Krishna consciousness, he said, Kevala Ananda Kanda. Kevala Ananda Kanda means it is full of happiness. Because we don't do any big tapasya. Like some people living in the Himalaya, they don't eat properly, they don't sleep properly. No. Because Krishna consciousness is irrespective of material living. For chanting Hare Krishna, if you want wife, you take the wife. If you don't want wife, then don't get married. If you want to work, you go for work. If you don't want work, don't work. So there is no material conditioning. So irrespective of your sex and position or power and caste, you are going to be happy. If you want to describe my Krishna consciousness in 3 words, it's full of happiness. That's it.
Thank you so much, Prabhuji. It was interesting. It was enlightening talking to you. Thank you so much for the opportunity.
Thank you so much for giving us the opportunity by inviting us to speak to so many people, so many of your followers. And we request you and all the followers also, kindly take up Krishna consciousness seriously. And very simple. You just need to open your mouth and just say Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. That's it. Nothing else. Nothing is required. No need to stop eating meat. No need to stop any bad habit. Nothing is required. Just chant Hare Krishna mantra. Everything else will be taken care by the mantra. The mantra will make you pure. Okay? Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Hare Krishna.